Sissio, who's the CEO of a company called MyPort80, who allowed us to use this virtual platform to help the students communicate. And we're working on the next generation of a platform for this virtual communication. The winning team, at the end of this, will win a trip to the Cape to see the next shuttle launch.
The main problem with the current spacesuit design is that it is too heavy. It weighs about 300 pounds on Earth and about 100 pounds on Mars. And it is also not very flexible. That's why we had to create a new spacesuit.
Our group, Team Danks, has one main goal. We want to develop meth, the most efficient torso and helmet. In order to achieve meth, we actually have developed a nice injection system.
It's a threefold injection system which would be placed in the forearm of the astronaut. And depending on the situation, they would have a choice of either adrenaline, glucose, or saline.
Our team focused on the life support, pressurization, and thermal aspect of the suit. And some main problems that we face with those topics are the life support is very heavy. Because of pressurization, the suit can become stiff, and the temperatures on Mars can cause the astronaut to become very hot or cold. So another problem that we face is pressurization, and we focus specifically on the glove. Pressurization of the glove can make movement very hard for the astronaut. So we found a robonaut, which has a robotic hand that can move near human precision. And by combining this with Cyber Glove, which is basically a glove that can slide over the astronaut's hand with wires that attach to the robot, as you move, the robot's hand would make the same movements, and we actually have a prototype for this.
Where by combining the cyber gloves and the robonaut's hands, the need for a pressurized glove is eliminated. The problem with a pressurized glove is that the pressure and functionality is sort of inversely proportional, where if you increase one, the other decreases. So this pretty much allows pressure and functionality to be independent of one another. And the cybernaut's hand would be inside a pressurized environment, which is the suit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen and students, we have a winner. It was tough, and it was very close. Team 5, Team Ninja.
My favorite thing about this program was that we actually got to communicate with the other teams. It was much less competitive than I expected. Like if I had a question about something, I could post it on MyPort80, or I could walk to one of the other teams and I could ask them, and someone who was knowledgeable on the subject would actually respond rather than try and hide what they were thinking or hide their ideas.
Thanks to Frank Sissio and MyPort80, and he's working on the next generation of that. He was able to make it down here. It was just a great experience. Larry, would you like to say a few words?
Well, we didn't say much about MyPort80. MyPort80 is a social networking tool, because we knew that we only had them for 2 days a week for 4 hours each day, and they were coming from God's country, like some as far as 2.5 hours. So we had to have a way they could communicate. And this is a network where we posted all of the notes and all the resources, and then they could talk to each other, and they could scribble designs on there, and they could basically interact as if they were next door, which is the whole idea of how you take people that are all over the place and you form a central community. So that was really an asset